After a slow first 4 years in the NFL where his highest yardage total in a season was 744 with only 4 touchdowns, DeVante Parker blew the doors off his 2019 campaign. The 27-year-old out of Louisville racked up 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and averaged 16.7 yards per reception. His combination of route running ability, size, speed, and physicality made it difficult for defensive backs to stay with him in man coverage. He's fearless across the middle, he'll attack the ball in the air, shows really good understanding of route running technique, and consistently turns defenders around and creates space for himself. Parker does an amazing job of attacking the ball in the air. He high points, has strong hands, and is truly exceptional at winning 50-50 balls downfield. He elevates, rips the balls away from defenders, and shows incredible eye discipline. Countless times you can watch receivers pull their eyes before completing the catch, but tracking the ball all the way through separates the elite pass catchers from the average receivers in the NFL. If their helmet and eyes follow the ball all the way through, there's a really good chance they're making the catch. You can look at guys like Odell Beckham Jr. or AJ Green or Jordy Nelson and see their eyes track the ball all the way through and complete the catch. DeVante Parker has elite body control, which allows him to win those jump balls, back shoulders, and contested catches. Now throw in his route running abilities, which jump off the screen, and you've got a guy that almost doubled his career yardage total in his 5th year. He has the ability to manipulate even the best corners by attacking their blind spot, forcing them to turn their hips with route stems, and setting up corners to guess incorrectly. One of my favorite plays from last year is a simple deep out on Defensive Player of the Year Stephon Gilmore. The Dolphins put Parker in motion, which gives him momentum to take an outside release and forces Gilmore to play a little further off than he'd like. With his goal to get to the sideline 10 yards downfield, Parker has leverage on Stephon Gilmore because of the motion, which immediately makes Gilmore open up his hips to run with Parker. As he releases outside, Gilmore has to maintain his leverage and close off the inside. He doesn't want Parker to gain access to the inside when he's in man coverage. Parker knows this and works back inside, indicating he's going to the post or dig, which forces Gilmore to turn his hips and run with him to the inside. As soon as Gilmore turns to protect the inside, Parker attacks his blind spot and cuts flat outside with Gilmore totally lost in coverage. Parker shows great understanding of getting onto defenders' toes to close space and minimize the time that corner has to react to his cuts. He'll use a variety of techniques like a front foot skip that eats up a yard and closes the cushion while freezing the defender. Since his inside foot stays up on the skip, he's still in position to explode up and out on a fade release and win the route. Whether he slow plays it or does a hard stem outside, he'll still routinely self-fade and come back to slants. When defenders are up close, it makes it incredibly hard to defend. Especially when you take into account his frame and the way he attacks the ball in the air, the initial foot fire and fade track closes the distance and gets the corners out of position. The principle of attacking man coverage as a receiver is to push the leverage of the defensive back. Whatever way the defender is shading is generally the way they don't want you to go. By attacking that leverage, you're threatening the space that they most want to protect. As Gilmore squares his hips at the snap, Parker understands this and uses it to attack Gilmore's leverage by selling a slant. He takes 2 steps in before turning it up to a fade on the outside. Parker wins on the route, but if he has one weakness, it's that he can lack physicality when running his routes and can struggle with jams. Gilmore gets a punch on him and slows him down, but he's still able to create separation, and you can see the impact of the initial slant stem and how it opens up space for him to the outside. While he's incredibly aggressive to the ball in the air, he can struggle to use his hands when releasing against press or against physical defenders. He often lacks hand fighting to help create separation and prevent corners from slowing him down. He has the strength and the frame to outreach most corners, but he isn't a complete package yet. DeVante Parker has finally started to put all the physical tools together. He's using his frame to attack the ball in the air, demonstrates great route technique, and as Dolphins fans will tell you, most importantly of all, he's translated it into production on the field. It's rare to find guys that make the leap 4 whole years into their careers, but Parker has all the makings of a true number 1 receiver. It might have taken him a while to get there, but if he continues to improve while developing a connection with new Miami quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, Parker can become an absolutely dominant force in the AFC East. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. Comment below who you'd like me to analyze next, and make sure to check out our website, weeklyspiral.com, where you can read all our latest content, including a written form of this video with gifs. You can also find our Patreon and social handles and all that stuff there as well. Until next time, I'm Casey Sully, and I'll see you on the next film breakdown.